The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, another week, another new drug. Today's drug is 2 days from now, training camp. Man, can you believe that? Training camp's like here. Frank Frangie with you. Hays Carlyon has the day off. He'll be back in the fold for the long haul starting tomorrow. On his way back from Boston where he saw the Foo Fighters in Fenway. JJ LaSelva is here. What's up, JJ?
Not a lot. How are you?
Well, I'm fantastic. I got football, for God's sake. You kidding me? Football coming up. I'm very excited about football coming up. You probably wish there was a little more. You're like you on the blue train, right?
Yeah, practice. I don't care about football practice. You're right.
I get it. I'm excited. A lot of things to talk about today on the program. We'll wrap up some golf, by the way. My friend Lee Smith will be in. Probably his final golf report of the year. We'll drag Lee back in here closer to the Tour Championship. He's done a fantastic job. Maybe as good a golf analyst I've ever been around. My friend Lee Smith, Executive Director of the Players Championship. He'll be in about 15 minutes to look back at the British. Did you get up early and watch? Are you get up early and watch the golf or no?
You don't really have to on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's right.
So I definitely watched.
Yeah, it was a. It really, and we'll talk about Xander Schauffele because he's the hot thing now, I suppose. Yeah, I like it. I like getting up watching, but I almost wish it started even earlier, so the leaders would be done like at 11:30 or 12. You know, I almost wish it was. But you're right. It's over. What time the leaders go? About 9 or 10 maybe?
Well, it changes on Sunday. It's a little earlier, but Saturday it's like 10:45, and Sunday it's like 9:30.
Yeah, because
there was so many guys on the leaderboard that could have won yesterday.
Right.
You know, there was guys teeing off 2 hours before that. I was like, he could win.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
it was.
That's right.
It was pretty fun. You know, I like what you said. The event's over by like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, and you're right. Sunday, what you said is correct. Don't get accustomed to the leaders still being out there at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, because on Sunday they're done at 1 or 2 or whenever it is. So no, you're exactly right. But a great event. It will be fun to catch up with Lee Smith a little bit later on in the program. We're gonna do a shout in the second hour of the program today, Jaguar related, of course. I'm gonna wrap up some media day stuff in a minute as well, but Jaguar related. And here's my question, and I'm gonna give my answer to this, JJ, after everybody weighs in. I'm gonna let them weigh in first in the 5 o'clock hour, but. My question is, who, and you can only answer with one guy and why, who is the most important Jaguar player if you can't have Trevor Lawrence or Josh Hines Allen? Fair question?
Yeah.
If you
want me to answer?
Yeah, who's your guy? If you can't, you go first.
I would just say probably Cam Robinson.
Okay.
You know, like the guy protecting Trevor, the guy most likely to, be against the best pass rusher.
Yeah, okay. I like the answer. What I like is, though, I think there's a bunch of answers there, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I think there's a bunch of. I think if you can't have one of those two guys, there's a bunch of guys to choose from. So I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be a shout in our 5 o'clock hour. Lee Smith comes by at 4:20. We'll talk some Jags, some college football, kind of fun stuff coming up in the program as well. So I'm certainly looking forward to that. Have you lost Max Fried now?
Dude, it's been a crazy bad weekend for the Bravos.
Yeah, I mean, is he? When you hear forearm, bro, that's as bad as hearing elbow. Forearm generally is not a good thing. Now I know Garrett Cole went through it and was gone a couple months and came back. But are they thinking Tommy John? Is that the word on the?
I haven't heard that, honestly. So I'm being optimistic about it. But yes, not good in Braves land. Also, Ozzie Albies went down for pretty much the rest of the season.
Yeah, they said
a couple months. I would be really upset if the Braves, at this point, traded some prospects and tried to make moves and stay in this thing. It's just a bad year. It's a washed year. You're losing. You lost Strider right away. You lost Ozuna Acuna a couple months into the season.
Yeah.
The bats didn't wake up until recently. So, yeah, just try to limp it into a wild card spot and just call it a day. Because this is a bad season, and there's no point in trading some star prospect for a trade halfway through, knowing that we have no shot in October. So, yeah, I'm praying. But here's the deal. Max Fried, if he has to get the surgery, he's a free agent anyway. He's gone.
Okay.
So I would obviously love to bring Max Fried back. But if he's not going to pitch for 2 seasons, that really helps the Braves make a decision.
With Albies out, Whit Merrifield doesn't move the needle for you. Is that what you're telling me?
No, but they just did bring up star prospect Nacho, whatever the hell his last name is. His first name's too cool to even know. So I'm excited about that. He's like a shortstop, so I'm assuming he'll probably just fill in at second base.
Nacho Alvarez.
Yeah. Whit Merrifield 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Whit Merrifield in 2024, I think on his third team this season. I'm not really into that.
I get it. Look, we just took those Phillies 2 out of 3.
That's what I was like. You guys did your job this
Yeah,
weekend. We didn't do ours.
I was disappointed we didn't sweep them. I thought we should have swept them. Won the first 2 of that thing. Won the season series split the season series with the Braves.
Crazy.
Won the season series against the Phillies. Maybe we're just in the wrong division. That's the problem.
I mean, the Pirates are 1 game above 500.
Yeah.
The Pirates could go to the playoffs.
Yeah, the Pirates have won 6 of 7, 8 of 10, and they're finally starting to play.
I don't think it'll happen, but I mean, they're right in it with everybody else.
Can't hit a lick, but they got that really good pitching. So, hey, you know what? There's an awful lot of July 22nds where I wasn't even paying attention anymore, bro.
Dude.
So I'll take it. I'll take it all day long.
Poor Taylor Dahl, they're already done. The Cubs, if you're a fan of them, like Bellinger, they're probably going to sell him. Even with the added wild card team, there's plenty of teams out by July 22nd, and there's no worse feeling as a baseball fan knowing there's 3 months left and you just really have nothing to watch.
Dude, I've mastered that feeling, bro. Okay, I could write a book. I'm surprised the Cubs turned out. They're only 5 under, but it feels worse than that, doesn't it? It feels like.
Are they 500? Okay,
no, it said 5 under.
Oh yeah,
they're only 5 under, but it feels worse than that. It feels like
absolutely.
They're worse. So hey, I got to worry. I got a concern, and I don't know how much of a concern, but it's kind of a concern. Is the possibility exist that our most recent dream team isn't very good? I don't
call it a dream team.
Yeah, I know whatever they are. I mean, they may not be very good. Is that?
I'm going to hold my opinion on the team until the Olympics because
that's fair.
I watch regular season NBA and I know how they don't take that seriously. So I couldn't imagine them taking the exhibition games before the Olympics very seriously. But yes, having to rely on a last-second layup by LeBron and a missed 3 to beat the South Sudan, who I didn't know that was a nation.
I didn't.
I heard it is like one of the newest nations in the world, so I'll give me that. But yeah, we were struggling to beat the South Sudan this weekend, and the Germany game right now, I don't know what the score is, but that would be pretty damn embarrassing to lose to Germany before.
I didn't even know this was going on.
Oh, we won. Oh no. It's 48-41. Okay, sorry, it's not over. Halftime.
Okay, so I didn't know what was going on. So we're playing now. Okay,
and they are the World Cup champions,
the team,
which
team
we were
Germany.
not involved in.
Team Germany.
Yes.
I don't know. It just I don't know.
I'm worried. I'm definitely more worried than I was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't. I mean, it's far from automatic. I can tell you that. I mean, I guess.
Especially in France, like France is going to be a decent team, and they're going to have the crowd support, and just how teams are when they host these things.
Yeah. On the Dream Team, the 2 guard was named Michael Jordan. the starting 2 guard on this team is Drew Holiday.
Yes,
that's the starting 2 guard. So
a defensive stopper.
So that must be the best American 2 guard in the world.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're trying to. Like bringing in Derek White.
Yeah.
Obviously, they could have brought in Jaylen Brown.
Right.
But, and we all know he's a way better player than him. But they're just trying to, still have a few of these role players, a defensive stopper there with Holiday, overall team player with White.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sort of worrisome.
Yeah.
And we have a fake American, Joel Embiid, who's claiming he needs to be getting the ball more. He's the most dominant player.
Yeah.
He's Cameroonian, and I believe his mom was born in France or something. So he's representing us.
It's a bad vibe.
I knew that was a huge red flag when Joel Embiid was on the United States team.
Just something about a bad vibe for me.
Imagine we get knocked out before the medal round or something.
And by the way, I am that guy. I'm the worst guy that pays no attention to the Olympics and no attention to the trials and then complains when something goes wrong.
Me too.
I'm so that guy. I'm so that guy.
If Steve Kerr doesn't bring home a gold, he's a terrible coach as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
Fire him from Golden State.
Absolutely.
Take away his rings.
I'm so that guy. So we'll see. All right, other things in the news today. The ACC FSU Clemson thing won't die, it sounds like. it's really interesting that the turn that thing has taken. I thought when we were in Dallas, Brett McMurphy wrote if you follow that the blockbuster of the year, if you follow that story, if you follow the FSU thing, I mean, pretty much he's the first person that came out and said that that based on his sources, he is relatively convinced that neither the Big Ten or the SEC will take FSU. Now I don't know if he's right. I don't know if his sources are right, but I can tell you, and then of course Jim Phillips came out today, the commissioner, and said that the league would fight lawsuits with those two teams, quote, for as long as it takes, quote, or adding, quote, this conference is bigger than any one school or schools. Well, if you were really bigger, then you'd let them go. So you're not bigger. And so, but that story, which seemed to have an expected ending not that long ago, the expected ending was FSU would get out, Clemson would get out, and both of them would land either in the SEC or the Big Ten. I bought that. I bought that whole story. I'm now starting to think that FSU took the ultimate gamble and might lose. I can tell you there are people very close. I can tell you this definitively. There are people very close to the Florida State program that knew all along this was a gamble and that they did not have a necessary landing place when they took the gamble. Whew, we'll see. It's one of the really interesting stories we get set to enter college football season. So we'll certainly all be tracking that story and watching that story. So we'll
the Big 12 is certainly looking a lot more rosier than it was just a few months back.
But
I thought that conference was dead in the water. Now they're like, yeah, we'll welcome you guys in here.
So if you're FSU and your two choices are if these were your two choices, stay in the ACC because the Big Ten and SEC are never taking you, or go to the Big 12, what's better?
Stay.
Yeah, because
you don't have to. You're not in this legal fight, and I think the ACC is already better than the Big 12.
It's certainly on par, right? I mean,
certainly without Texas and Oklahoma,
yes.
the Big 12 is nothing.
Yeah, that I think at the I'm not sure the ACC is very good either.
No, but they've had a team win the national title a few times in the last 10 years.
Yeah, the ACC is better just by virtue of the fact they've got ACC and FSU. I'm sorry, they've got Clemson and FSU, and the Big 12 doesn't. So, but what a crazy story. And that thing turns a bunch of different directions. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Certainly not done.
No, it's not. It's not done. So we'll certainly talk about that coming up a little bit later.
It's weird that when it's your conference's day, ACC Media Days start, and you have to go out there, and the first thing you have to talk about is how you're fighting to keep this conference alive, and
you'll fight.
Yeah, and you're talking to the two biggest members of the conference.
I know. Crazy stuff.
It's crazy.
So we're going to talk a little. I got a thought about the FSU stuff coming up later on in the program. We'll talk a little bit more about what we saw in Dallas. We're going to look ahead to Jaguars football. Our shout in the 5 o'clock hour will be who is the most important Jaguar player. You can pick one guy and why if you can't have Trevor Lawrence or Josh Hines Allen. That'll be our question that comes up in the 5 o'clock hour. Looking forward to that. But let's start with some golf. We'll take a break. When we come back, Lee Smith joins us. He's the executive director of the Players Championship, and he is our golf analyst. We'll wrap up the majors. We'll wrap up the most recent major. We'll talk some golf after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell & Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
I think that went pretty damn well.
It was a train wreck.
Mornings.
That is it. I'm pulling the plug.
On 1010XL.
What are you talking about?
Frank Frangie here. This summer, happiness is a new Chevy, like a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. This month, you can save up to $8,500 off a new Silverado, or qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 models. With the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee, your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick. That's Nimnick Chevrolet at the corner of Park and Cassett. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988. So call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Kicking off a new college football season. ACC kickoff in Charlotte. Hear what the players and coaches have to say. Brought to you by
Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park
and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Catch up or listen again
at 1010XL.com.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Fish are good at hiding. Captain Kevin can help you find them.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Thursday nights at 6.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss on 1010XL AM.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for our Fairways to Fortune giveaway. Over $30,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a top-of-the-line 6-seater golf cart. Join us July 27th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine, located on State Road 207, seconds away from the I-95 exit. Visit bestbetjax.com for details. That's bestbetjax.com, and we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Dave and Ammon here with Zero Res. So Ammon, you have worked for Zero Res since you were 9 years old. What makes Zero Res the right choice for cleaning carpets and tile?
I can think of 3 simple reasons. We have the best process, the best people, and our promise to do the best cleaning possible every time.
So what deals does Zero Res offering for this month?
July is National Carpet Cleaning Month. So for home carpet cleaning, we're offering $49 per room, and for businesses, we're offering 20% off.
Sounds like a great time to get your carpets cleaned. Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
This is Nylorn Stemple, former Florida State National Champion and the proud owner of NLS Cleaning. Just like on the gridiron, we tackle dirt and grime with unmatched precision. Whether it's your commercial property or your residential space, we are ready to take care of your exterior cleaning needs. NLScleaning.net.
Bueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler.
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air & Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com. sportswriter.com.
Catch all the interviews and analysis of this year's ACC kickoff.
Sold out crowd, Doak Campbell Stadium.
Coverage on 1010XL is brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, Local Union 234, and Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
And I mean, call my friend Caleb Smith and all the folks at Sunshine Turf. They're the best in the business. Everybody in the world now, they're getting these greens in their backyard, or they're getting turf under their playgrounds. We've done a lot of that at our baseball park, the Bregan Baseball Complex. Caleb and the folks at Sunshine Turf, the best in the business. All right, one last time for the regular rotation. Lee Smith is here. How are you, man?
Doing great. Doing great. Heck of a tournament this last weekend.
Yeah.
We got some nice heat. Played some golf recently.
So you're in a good place.
Yeah,
all
really
right,
good.
And I want to hear all about the golf. But I got to start with Wimbledon, man. You got to tell me about Wimbledon.
Oh, it was
you
fantastic.
had the white suit. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Linen.
Suit. It was a fantastic linen look.
Little linen.
And how was it? It was a good trip. Yeah, it looked like you had a blast.
It was. It was awesome. A bucket list thing. We saw Alcaraz on center court, and then to see him win, and got hooked up with a member over there, and went and had tea and lunch.
I can see you as a tea guy.
Enclosure.
You could pull that off.
Yeah, I had the pinky out the whole time. Yeah, it was. You can't wear a suit and not have the pinky.
No,
out.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, no, it was a blast.
I'm glad it was a good time. So I'm glad you guys had a blast. All right, so Xander Schauffele, the hottest thing going now, second major, all of a sudden 2 majors, and but even when he didn't win, he's playing well, Lee. He is. What has he done to elevate him to, along with Scheffler, the best guys playing right now?
Well, I'll tell you, you look back now and look back and selfishly look at the Players' Championship and see the people that Scotty beat on that final green. You have the British Open champion. You have now the PGA and British Open champion.
Right.
That was an Olympic champion, and you had Fitzpatrick. Right there, that all had a chance to win on 18. It was even better than what we thought. But one thing that Xander has done that I think became apparent playing with Justin Rose is that is to his advantage, and especially over the last year or more, is he's gained a ton of speed, and he has turned himself from a medium hitter to a long hitter. And even when it's one club, or 2 clubs, maybe 1 club, but he was hitting 1 club less than Justin Rose, and Justin Rose isn't short. But it makes a big difference through 18 holes when every one of your approach shots is an 8-iron to somebody else's 7-iron, or an 8-iron to somebody else's 6-iron.
Right.
Especially over there when you're trying to control where it lands and control spin. And I think it's well documented that Xander went through speed training and all of these types of things, and really has become, a long hitter that now, his tee shot is a big advantage. And I think he's been really consistent this year, but seeing him get over the edge, it's almost one of those things that you almost foresee it like, when's this going to stop? Because now the door is open. He knows how to do it.
Yeah.
This could just be a barrage of quite a few wins and less runner-ups.
Is he the guy to watch the closest now? And Scheffler, obviously, as we now close in on the end of the season and the Tour Championship and the playoffs and all that?
I got to think so. Certainly his confidence is sky high. I think it was amazing. The first time I saw that all 4 majors were won by Americans since 1982.
How about that?
I mean,
is that right?
And you think in Tiger's age, obviously he didn't win them all.
Right.
But in Tiger's age, but all 4 since 1982. That's I would not have guessed that it had been that long, especially when Tiger held 2 or 3 of them at a time. But yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, certainly heading into the playoffs, Xander's got to be one of the guys to beat.
I wonder, Lee, too, and I guess the Players' Championship is a great question to ask this about. I'm asking it about pro golf in general. But I almost wonder now, gosh, if you really can't compete if you're not long anymore. The days of Corey Pavin winning 100 years ago, or even the Players' Championship, which sets up for the point you've made many times, we all have, It sets up for not just bombers, which is the beauty of our event. But, gosh, I almost wonder now, it's almost impossible to win or certainly go on any kind of a run if you're not one of the long hitters. Doesn't it feel that way?
It's certainly a tremendous advantage. There's no doubt about it. I mean, certainly there's golf courses. You know, I harken back to Kevin Kisner's quote when somebody said, you have confidence. Don't you think you can win anywhere now? And he said, absolutely not. Yeah. I can't. He said, I can't win at Torrey Pines. I can't win at Bethpage Black. I can't win at those places. And somebody asked, well, then why do you play? And he said, well, they give a lot of money for 20th.
Right.
They give a lot of money for 20th.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's always going to be golf courses that fit people. And you mentioned it. That's certainly one thing that we are proud of at TPC Sawgrass is that we've had Fred Funk and Tim Clark win. We've had long hitters win in Tiger and others. We've had shot makers and Scotty and all of those types of things. That's certainly something we're proud of. You look at a place like Harbortown that, causes you to shape shots that maybe a short hitter. I don't think anybody's going to say a short hitter has an advantage.
Right.
But maybe there's a little bit more competition. But it's the reason why everybody is training for speed. It's certainly a tremendous advantage. And, what you've seen over the last 5 to 10 years is, back in our day, let's say, you wanted to be in the fairway. Now, I'd rather have 100 yards in the rough than 120 in the fairway.
That's exactly.
It's just,
well, you know what?
That's the advantage.
That what you just said is the thesis statement. Before, fairways and greens. Well, now a fairway that you've got to pull out your hybrid is you'd rather be a little bit off the green where you're hitting a smaller. Yeah, you're right. Yep. That's a great point. I hadn't thought about that, but you are right about that. So it's just, you got to hit it out there. There's no question. So,
and you'll see, I think a big evidence of that, Frank, is if anybody ever gets a chance, go watch an AJGA tournament, go watch a college tournament. There's nobody patty caking it out there. I mean, they are creating 120 miles an hour plus clubhead speed to move it as far as they possibly can.
We had the Jaga at our course this weekend, and those tees are way back there, boy.
Yeah,
they are way back there. Yeah. And what our tips are 7 probably, and they're way back there. What are people? I'm going to get away from the tour in a minute. I'll come back to it as we wrap. How do you speed train? What are people doing? Is it just getting stronger? Is it just weight training? I mean, what do people do?
Yeah, there's it's certainly flexibility work and a lot of band work. There's training aids that are built like golf clubs that have weights at the end. You know that it might be 5 grams, 10 grams, 20 grams.
Right.
And you calculate that, and then it's practice. Yeah. Obviously, there's technique involved. But you hear one of the devices that has basically become just normal is what's called a balance plate, and there's technology that you can stand on this plate. And the instructors all have them, and the computers will tell you that you've got 51% on your right foot and 49% on your left foot. And in your backswing, you then have 65 on your right foot and 35 and all of these types of things. And it creates the torque and the force that you're pushing off the ground to create a ton of that speed. So, the instructors, your local instructors will have the ability to create, but it takes time. And not everybody like us, maybe
that's right.
On the back 9 of our golfing career, probably needs to pick up 5 or 10 miles an hour of speed. We got what we got.
Yeah.
But
I told you before you broke, I shot 77 last week, and I hit my 3-wood 9 times.
But I
hit it 9. I hit 3-wood 9. Now I hit it great.
And look,
but hit it 9 times.
Nothing that you should change there.
Yeah,
shoot 77 with 28 putts.
Yeah.
And deal with it, because chances are you try to create speed and you're going to shoot 90 before you know it.
100%. That's 100% right. Give me a review of where you think the tour was this year, and you're gonna come back in if you don't mind during the tour championship, and then we'll really wrap it up. But for now, highlights, lowlights. Liv was quiet, wasn't it? There was. I was so pleased. This isn't an anti-Liv comment, but it is an anti-controversy comment. I'm so happy that wasn't in our nomenclature this year. You know what I'm saying? We weren't talking about it. How do you assess the year this year?
Yeah, I think. Look, I think the tour got off to a little bit of a slow start because we had some weather issues early in the season. Pebble Beach comes to mind, which finished on a Monday, and those types of things. And you combine that a little bit with some of the stars weren't playing well, and all of a sudden you hear a little bit about. Are people getting tired of the financial talk and the competition talk and all these types of things?
And that's a yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Then middle of the season, I think you had Scotty playing well and Rory, winning a couple times and Xander playing well, and all of a sudden, now you see. Ratings, I think, if I remember right, I think 7 out of the last 12 golf events on CBS and NBC, non-majors, have all had ratings improvements from 24 to 23. And early in the season, that was a question: is anybody watching this stuff? All those types of things. And so these last 2 months, there's been a rise, and a lot of that is superstars playing well, superstars winning. Superstars being in the mix, come the weekend. So I think that's kind of a capsule of the season. I then think another thing that is something that should be pointed out is the young talent that is appearing, and whether it's through PGA Tour U or these low 20-somethings. In that Ludwig Aberg class and others that, we're starting to get introduced to. I think that's one thing that's great about the Open Championship. We got introduced to Dan Brown and Tristan Lawrence, two guys that even a core golf fan, maybe hadn't heard of, but seemed like really, really cool personalities and played really, really well at the Open. I think that's what's great about the PGA Tour is that we always get introduced, even if it's not an event that superstars are playing in or leading, we always get introduced to these new stories. Luke Catlin, that started at Rocket Mortgage and ended up playing in the Open Championship. Those are really, really cool stories that I think the tour produces, not only this year, but year in and year out as the membership churns a little bit. I think one thing, I'm sorry to drag on, but I think one thing that's really, really cool is the top 50 last year, as I understand it, I think where we sit now for signature events, there's been a 36% churn from one year to another of players that'll be eligible for those signature events next year. Out of 50,
wow,
32 of them, it's either 32 or 36, maintain their status in the top 50.
Okay.
But then there's, a sizable 17 or 18 that are changed out. And I think that's what fans want is, a rotation that I get to see the stars, but I also get to see some new blood and new young talent, which, I think tells you the schedule process is working.
I will tell you that's a great call about the young, because every time we look up, there's a new 6'1", 174-pound guy that we've never seen before that's hitting at 340.
Right.
And we're thinking it could be an next star. So that's a cool thing. I want to ask you about the players before I let you go. Before I do that, give me a comment on Billy Horschel. We have a lot of Gator fans around here. Billy Ho lives around here. He's a big deal to a lot. He's a good dude. It was really good to see. Couldn't quite finish, but man, it was good to see him show up in a big event like that.
Well, I'll tell you, how many times are you leading a major championship, you shoot 3 under, and you don't get the job done?
Right.
Certainly he was further back than that before birdieing the last 3 holes, but I think you got to commend Billy. He acquitted himself well, and think about, where he was just over a year ago. Shoots 84 at Memorial, and, talks about how difficult that was in a press conference. But, one thing that I think you always see about Billy, and I don't know Billy well, but you always see in all of his posts or just what I know of him is he works his tail off. And, he's got to feel good about seeing some of that benefit of the hard work over that last year since 84. To come back and get a second place in the Open, his best finish in a major championship, and certainly something for him to be proud of. And us as Ponte Vedra residents here in Northeast Florida, we're proud of him as well.
Yeah, really proud, and the Gator fans as well. So I heard a lot. I got a lot of texts, and tweets about Billy Ho. So congratulations, Billy. Final thing, tell me what's going on with the players these days. What's it like for you this time of year? Obviously, you're never too far away, are you?
Yeah.
It's coming, so catch yourself a little bit.
About 235-ish days away.
Ish? Yeah.
We just finished up. I know on this show we talked about our Red Coat Grant program. The Red Coats just finished up their deliberation and have finalized their choices for their grant program. And those will be announced in the next couple weeks and let those organizations know. That's one of the main reasons why our volunteers do what we do or do what they do and participate in this event as a motivation as to, what the tournament gives back from a charitable standpoint. We finished our golf course construction or very, very close and have extended some yardage and some tees on a couple of par fives and a couple other holes. Number 14, we've added a bunch of rough, so don't hit it to the right on 14.
Okay.
Anymore.
Because it wasn't hard enough before.
That's right.
That's right. That's good there.
And then now we're kind of in a phase here while other tournaments are happening, which is great for our team to focus on other championship management events. This is a great opportunity for us to. We'll start to have over the next couple months. A couple of our business programs. We're seeing some really good momentum. In a lot of our businesses coming back and renewals, which we're really, really excited about. Certainly new business opportunities are welcomed. But it's a great time for us to recharge the batteries, focus on our debriefs coming out of last year's tournament and really turn our focus towards next year in 25.
All right, well, very good. Well, hey, look, you've done a great job. We really enjoyed this. Hayes is off today. We really enjoyed this. I can't wait to do it again next year. We got a lot of golf between now and then. And we're going to drag in here during the Tour Championship.
You got it.
If you don't mind.
Thank you, sir.
Lee
Appreciate
Smith
it.
From the Player Championship, the executive director and our golf analyst who's done such a great job. More in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
You have heard about the 1010XL YouTube channel. Now check out our team-specific channels, 1010XL Jaguars, 1010XL Gators, and 1010XL Seminoles, bringing up specific, up-to-the-minute video coverage of your favorite local team. And find us on YouTube today.
This is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here, and it's changing the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. I love the roulette. It's so much fun. It is so easy, and you can't find it anywhere that's better than MyBookie. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL and a revamped loyalty program ensuring a host of exclusive VIP perks. Don't miss out on the revamped MyBookie Casino. Use promo code 1010XL. Don't forget that. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
It's time to fire up your grill, shoot off some fireworks, and launch one of the biggest sales in the history of the United States. It's our Independence Sale happening right now at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. Whether you drive a car, a truck, or an EV, everyone is welcome to celebrate our Independence Sale with the lowest prices, largest inventory, and the most love for our country. Come celebrate with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. You don't want to miss this.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new Walk-Off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
When persistent plumbing problems leave you feeling flushed, don't panic. Call Roland Reish, the one-stop solution for any plumbing problem, residential or commercial. No matter how complex the work, Roland Reish quotes all pricing in advance, so your only surprise is how quickly they'll solve your issue. Whether your pipes are doing a water ballet or you need to hydrojet the whole system, always use Roland Reish Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Spend lunchtime with the ladies.
A meal and sparkling conversation.
Helmets and heels.
Mia O'Brien, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl.
Just behave, okay?
Switched on by First Coast Lighting and Fans on 1010XL.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Do it with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business. Window World, simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
I want to thank my buddy Lee Smith for stopping by. What a good guy. Really good golfer. Really understands the golf. I've said this before. Lee understands golf and some of the things that we laymen can't completely understand, and has a wonderful way to explain it. Does a fantastic job of explaining it. So we really appreciate Lee. He's been a fantastic golf analyst. That was our last time weekly. He's going to come back in and talk about the Tour Championship. We get closer to it, and then of course we'll strike it back up next spring when we get ready for the players, and then have him on all season long too, if he's able to do so. So thanks again to my friend Lee Smith. Good guy, really good guy. So it's great to have him on the program. Bucky Brooks, speaking of good guys, will join me at 5 o'clock, by the way, today. We'll preview Jags camp with a guy that understands Jaguars football about as well as anybody. You hear him on our broadcast. He works the sidelines when Jeff, Tony, and I are in the booth. And then he does an awful lot of work with NFL Network as well. So Bucky Brooks coming up in about 20 minutes. After that, we will do a shout, and it's going to be all Jaguars in that hour, of course. I'm asking you the most important Jaguars player, the most important player on the Jaguars team, if it's not Trevor Lawrence and Josh Hines Allen. You can't have one of those two guys. Who do you think the most important player is? So that comes up in just a bit. We're looking forward to that. So Bucky Brooks at the top of the hour. Most important Jaguar. Our shout comes up at about 5:20 or so. So we're certainly looking forward to that. I want to go back to the FSU thing very quickly here, JJ. I'm getting the sense now. So let's say the word is out that these other two leagues really aren't going to take them, at least now. Now the one caveat to that, as Brett McMurphy explained on our show last week, and it's a true caveat, is what if the league does implode? What if North Carolina and Virginia and FSU and Clemson and Miami and NC State, all the ones that wanted out, find a way out? Or they just say, look, we're leaving. And all of a sudden the ACC becomes what the Pac-12 did and doesn't exist anymore. The problem with that is, would any of those teams leave? It can't implode until the teams leave. And would the other teams leave without knowing where they're going? Because Brett's point was, through his sources, if that happened, then 2 or 3 or 4 were going to wind up in one league, and 3 or 4 are going to wind up in the next, or 2 or 4 are going to wind up in one league, and 2 or 4 are going to wind up in the other league, and maybe that'll happen. But I'm almost wondering now if you see an about face of sorts from FSU. Is it too late, JJ, in your opinion?
No.
Is it
first of all, they did have this, deadline of August 15th where they had to let the ACC know of their intention to leave for the 2025/26 season. So that's what people are saying is not happening. So I could definitely see Florida State, just stopping with all the public stuff. There's not going to be any more statements about it. We're going to fight it in the courts, but we're going to keep it quiet out, to the media and everything. For the next year or so, because at this point they're going to be there till at least 26.
That's right.
You really aren't winning any battles anymore, through the media. That's long gone. If you're not even worried about, if you're not even leaving till 2026, there's really no point in doing that. The legal thing's already been going on, so I'm assuming that it'll just take place there, all the battles, and we'll hear about it every couple months. But I don't think we're going to get Jim Phillips anymore making public statements, or, FSU's president or any Clemson, anything like that for a while.
Yeah, and to that end, back to the McMurphy story from last week, I will reiterate this, that nobody has made the point, nobody has written a story or come up with a verbal report, whatever, that says, according to sources in both leagues, those leagues don't want Florida State in their league. Now, whether that story turns out to be true or not, we'll see. But that's the first time anybody wrote that, and McMurphy's the one that wrote it. And so now the more people you talk to, the more people. I don't know anybody in either one of those in the inside of those leagues. I mean, Matt Hays knows Greg Sankey very well, and they both know Petiti very well. I don't know them. But I do know people at Florida State. And I will tell you, there's a belief in the Florida State family that, yes, a little bit of this getting out was a leap of faith, and the faith being that because Florida State is a truly elite football program, and it is, make no mistake about that, it is a truly elite football program. Because of that, one of those two schools will take me. I said this all along, and I asked Brett this on Thursday, I think it was, Wednesday or Thursday, when we were in Dallas. Is there a chance one of those conferences will take them to keep the other one from getting them? That was my thought all along, is if you're the Big Ten and FSU comes calling, if you don't take them and they're one more power program in the SEC, make no mistake about this. The SEC has way better football than the Big Ten. Make no mistake about that. Now, if USC refines itself and if Penn State takes the next step, and if Michigan State comes alive and Wisconsin comes alive, well, then maybe not. But right now, even though when we have these conversations now, we tend to lump those two together. It's almost like we're saying the SEC and the Big Ten in one part of the conversation, and then everybody else, the Power Two.
Like they're equals.
Yeah, right. Well, make no mistake about this. They're not equals.
I agree.
The SEC is a far better conference. So if you're the Big Ten, if that matters, and you're the Big Ten, and all of a sudden here comes FSU and Clemson, well, you can if you did take, and that's what everyone's thinking is, okay, you get into a market you don't have. I mean, clearly the Big Ten wanted markets it didn't have over these last 20 years. That's why they went and got the New York City market. That's why they went and got the Los Angeles market. That's why they went and got the Seattle market. Those are markets they didn't have before. Well, what would stop them from wanting Tampa, Orlando, and Miami, 3 great television markets, and they could get that with FSU? What would stop them from wanting all those eyes that are on those FSU and Clemson games? So that was the common opinion that's why the Big Ten would be interested. Now, recently, and I say recently, last week when Brett McMurphy wrote the story, now we're hearing a dissenting opinion there that no, the Big Ten's not interested, and the SEC isn't either, which makes it just a fascinating story to see what winds up happening. Just fascinating. To that end, I'll ask you this again. Where is Miami in all this? Just waiting to see. Just waiting to see. I'm
on
serious
South
about it.
Beach, that's what we're doing.
Just waiting
chilling.
to see, right?
Yeah,
just
waiting to see where the chips fall.
Yeah.
And, we're I don't think we're going to be like the last domino to fall, but I think we're certainly after Florida State and Clemson. And whatever happens with them, then we'll figure it out. But, yeah, I don't think Miami's necessarily like clamoring to get out of the ACC like Florida State is. But if Florida State and Clemson leave, that conference is no more to me. I don't see how they as in the ACC, have any legal footing to make, Miami and the rest of these teams stay under their umbrella with that same media right deal when 2 of those member schools are gone. Like, it's completely different now. So I don't know how they could keep everyone together if those 2 schools leave in a few years.
Yeah, and obviously they are the kingpins of the league for a myriad of reasons. And so,
but I'm certainly not stressing about it from a football standpoint. Listen, it's about to be a 16-team playoff, dude.
Right.
We're putting in the best team out of the WAC / Big E / whatever. Miami and Florida State will be able to get into the playoffs whenever they have a good season. It's going to be fine. I get that the SEC and the Big Ten make all the money and all this stuff, but listen, college football is still going to exist. There's still going to be plenty of opportunities for non-SEC / Big Ten teams to get into the big dance now. So I wouldn't stress it too much if you're a Florida State fan, honestly.
Yeah,
you guys have a great program. You'll be in the playoff talks every year if you could just keep what's going on right now rolling.
And a point nobody wants to make and nobody wants to ever admit exists, and I promise you exists in every one of these sports, particularly these sports where there's polls and electors that pick teams. And even though there's a 12-team playoff, there's 5 AQs. The rest of them are going to go in with a poll and an elector. They are. And when that is the case, street cred will always matter. No matter what people tell you, Kentucky, Duke, UNC, and Kansas have a better chance of squeaking into an NCAA basketball tournament in a bad year than Louisiana Lafayette. They just do. And by the same token, Florida State and Clemson and Miami will always get the benefit of the doubt when you're trying to pick team 10, 11, or 12, or to your point, JJ, before long, 14, 15, and 16, because we all think it's headed there. The street cred will always matter, and those schools will always have it. So we'll see what winds up happening.
I have something quick I want to say that just broke, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's really sad news. Mark Carnival, who we have on the show a lot on XL Primetime for years, he comes in studio. Unfortunately, he just passed away at 64 years old, former Rookie of the Year on the PGA Tour. Just really sad. A really good guy, and that's not what I wanted to see pop up on Twitter, but rest in peace, Mark.
Yeah, and a real good friend of the radio station for
absolutely.
the longest time. Friend of David Lamb's got arrested. David Lamb, please rest in peace as well. They were good buddies all along, and Carney was on the primetime show. He and Joe were very close for many, many years as well. So rest in peace. Well, a good guy and a good golf guy, and hate to hear it as well, JJ. So I'm glad you brought it up. And you brought it up the right way. May Mark Carnival rest in peace. We certainly feel that way. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, let's get it to football. More Jaguars football. Bucky Brooks works the sidelines for us on our broadcast. He also is with NFL Network, knows football about as well as anybody I know. Bucky joins us right after this to talk Jaguars as we preview training camp. That's next, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
After the Frangie Show, Rick Ballou carries the conversation into the night.
That's a voice I'd know anywhere.
All the sports talk and hot topics you need to know about.
You are the subject of much debate.
Then it's Hacker After Dark, evenings on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Hi, this is Chelsea. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Our custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will enhance the beauty and value of your home. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your complimentary design consultation. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Folks, this summer, happiness is a new Chevy. That's right, a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. Get this. This month, you can save up to $8,500 off a new Silverado. Or, well-qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 model. And that's with the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee. Your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade, and for a limited time, up to an additional $2,250 in trade assistance. Want an even better deal? Well, ask about Demo Model for even deeper discount. You can shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership conveniently located at the corner of Park and Cabot. This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. So head to Nimnick Chevrolet today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Soccer fans, don't miss your chance to see teams from the English Premier League compete in the Stateside Cup right here in Jacksonville. Competition will be fierce when Wolves and West Ham United take the pitch under the lights at Everbank Stadium July 27th. It's Premier Soccer at a premier venue for one night only. Tickets are going fast. Buy yours today at statesidecup.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-902-8222. 904-902-8222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-902-8222.
Are you feeling the heat? It's time to cool things down with Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Contact us today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckac.com. Duck Duck Air Conditioning to keep you cool and comfortable all year round.
This is Hays Carlyon for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332. Go to flyskylife.com and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
Visionaries, builders, and doers. Are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, with answers to the questions I'm asked the most. Yes, we are local, and no, I'm not hiring an actor to read these commercials. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. There's no doubt that one of the biggest struggles last year's Jaguars team faced, defensive line. Between a run game that couldn't seem to ignite and pass blocking issues leading to Trevor Lawrence injuries, Fred Taylor joined the drill this morning talking about how crucial it is for them to turn it around.
You want to see if what the line looks like. You know, last year there were some complaints about the running game, this, that, the other. So you would hope that these guys are the unit so that the ETN can go out there and do his thing and the run game can help take some pressure off Trevor.
The number 6 wide receiver in the country, Vernell Brown III, announced his commitment to Florida over the weekend. Brown is following the legacy of his grandfather, father, and uncle, who were all Gators football players. It's 88 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Time now for the Voice of the Day. Presented by South State Bank. Welcome to Banking Forward.
All right, we're back to the program. Glad you're with us. Frank Frangie with you. Hays Carlyon has the day off. But it's time to get ready for Jaguars football. Joining us on the Garber Auto Mall phone line is my buddy Bucky Brooks, who checks in. Talk a little Jags. Bucky, how are you, man?
Man, I'm good, Frank. What's going on?
Man, I'm ready. I'm ready for this team. I'm ready for this. I think they have a positive trajectory. Have you started? By the way, you started fall practice yet for your high schoolers? That didn't happen yet, does it?
No, not yet, dog. We'll start on Monday, July 29th. So it's all eyes on Jaguars, at least.
Okay, good. We'll worry about high schools later coming up. Hey, big picture here. We'll get to the specifics in a minute. But I feel like, and I mean this, I think the trajectory is about as good as it's been around here in a long time. Trevor's extended. Josh Hines-Allen is extended. They've approved a stadium. And Bucky, I think they've got a good team. I know they messed it up at the end last year, but they do have back-to-back winning seasons. I think the roster's better. Big picture, am I too optimistic here? I like what they've got here.
No, like Frank, I'm with you on that, and I think what may be something that was heartbreaking last year could lead to a lot of success this year. The way the team finished made the team do a deep dive in who they are and what they're about. And I think going into training camp, Doug Peterson has a clear sense of what he wants to get accomplished with the team to put this team on a trajectory to compete for a Super Bowl title this season. I think he wants to reestablish the brand, wants a smart, fast, physical team. I think he wants to make sure that all the puzzle pieces are in place to be successful, meaning you've evaluated everybody over the spring. Now let's put them in a situation where they're in the best role so they can execute and the team can operate at a high level. And then let's get through training camp healthy and ready to go for the first week. And I think all of the failures from last year has galvanized the team and has made it very, very clear the type of guys that he wants on the team and the style of play that he wants to see from the team. So I'm really excited to see what takes place in training camp.
Yeah, I think the type of players is a key comment there. You and I have had this talk offline a bunch. I think he has the right type of players. I'll tell you this, too. What they have not had, gosh, maybe since Jimmy Smith, Bucky, is a take the top off the defense guy. Calvin Ridley was supposed to be that, and there were some moments. But I do think Gabe Davis and the rookie Brian Thomas are touchdown makers. They both average 17 yards a catch, so thereabouts. I think that's what this team hasn't had, and I get the sense they have that now. Now, look, I don't want to get ahead of myself. One guy's a rookie. One guy just got here. But don't you get the sense that's different? Because I think if you can throw the ball deep, doesn't that change? It changes your running game. It changes the crossing patterns and how successful they can be. Isn't that a big part of all this?
I think so. So, like, the way that I look at it is we talk about the puzzle pieces and putting the people in the right role for them to succeed. I think the three best offensive players are Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, and Travis Etienne in no particular order.
Right.
I think the complementary players around those guys, their job is to make life easy for the big three to be able to get loose. And so with Brian Thomas Jr. and Gabe Davis, their ability to stretch the field will make life easier for Ingram, Kirk, and Etienne. For Etienne, it clears the box. So now, because both of those guys are big playmakers, and you pointed out the average, 17 yards a pop makes a defensive coordinator take notice because you have to get big plays to average that. So that makes everyone back up. That gives more space to Etienne on the ground game. But then when it comes to Ingram and Kirk, the crossing routes and the things that they do over the middle of the field, well, when you get one of those safeties out of the middle because they have someone that they got to cover on the clearing route, now there's more room for Kirk and Ingram to run the horizontal plays that were really good for the Jaguars in 2022. Yes, the personnel I'm excited about are those outside receivers because they bring the big play element, but more importantly, they take the top off the defense so the other guys can have a lot of success doing what they do very well.
Well, you're right about 22 too, Bucky. They killed people with those crossers, and not as much last year. And that was a big part of what Doug did. And you know, I agree with you. I'd like to see that come back. Next question. Trevor's got the extension, and I'm glad. He's a guy. He's a laid back guy. He's an easygoing guy. He's not a guy that's going to go to his head. He's going to play a little more relaxed. What's the next step for, in your opinion? What's the next step for Trevor Lawrence, or what does he have to do to take that next step?
The next step for him is he needs to knock on the door of being a top 5 player at his position in the league. Meaning we need to be able to talk about Trevor like people talk about Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and those elite guys, how they talk about their ability to put the team on their back and to raise the level of performance in key moments. So for Trevor Lawrence to be able to do that, he doesn't have to do much different than what he's done. But what he has to be is consistent. And so being the franchise guy doesn't mean that every game you have to put it on your shoulders. You got to make these remarkable plays. But what it does mean is 3 to 4 passes a game, they need to be wild throws that reminds everyone in the stadium why he's special and why we're willing to pay him what we're paying him, because he's one of those elite guys. And for Trevor to do that, it's really important that Press Taylor and Doug Peterson dig down deep over the first 2 years of tape and figure out, hey, man, number 16 is at his best when he does these handful of concepts. Let's find a way to make sure that the game plan features those things. We dress him up, but let's make sure that we allow him to do what he does really well and don't ask him to do stuff outside of that. Because when Trevor is playing well and doing the things that are well within his talent range, he's a really good quarterback. We just need to see what I would say is more of the 2022 offense, more so than some of the stuff that we saw last year.
Well, you made a really good point. Everyone talks about there's tape on this guy, there's tape on this guy. Well, now Doug and Press have tape on him. You know, that's a great point. You don't think about that because you see him. They see him every practice and every game. But you go back and evaluate your own guy. That self-scouting everybody talks. That's a really good point. So I'm confident. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Tell me about your Ryan Nielsen, a 4-3 defense, a different look. What are your expectations? And we'll get to some specifics in a minute, but big picture here, what are your expectations for that defense?
Look, I have great expectations. And the reason why is because the positivity and the energy that I sense from the players when I talk to them about what they're doing. When I talk to them about, man, just the install makes sense, or the conversations that they have. As a player, the thing that you want from your coaches, you want structure, you want organization, and then you want to be taught. And the information that you get, you want to be able to have different epiphanies throughout the game where, hey, man, coach told me that if they do this, this is going to happen. When those things start to happen, there becomes a stronger trust between player and coach. And talking to the players, I've got a sense that what they're teaching and how they're installing it, it makes sense. And one of the things that they're trying to do is eliminate the bad plays before they happen, meaning make sure everyone knows how to line up, make sure everyone knows their assignment, and everyone knows the adjustment based on formation, shift, or whatever. Because a lot of the bad plays that happen on defense was simply because the team didn't get lined up right. So let's eliminate the things where we beat ourselves just by not knowing what to do. The other thing is, can the coaches simplify the information that may be complex so the players can play fast? And to do that, it means that you have to dig down a little deeper in your thought process to make sure what I'm saying to the player. Just give them the necessary information. Don't give them too much where they have to think. Just, hey, give me the orange with the peel already off. So now I can bite into it and get all the juice. If they do that, they can play fast, they can play confident. And what I've sensed from the players, they're getting the information like that. And then at the end of it is, man, find a way to make it where they can play fast and they can have a lot of fun while being physical. So simplify it, tell them to see ball, get ball, and unleash them when it comes to the physicality and toughness. I think the defense is going to be much better than people expect because they're going to kind of simplify it and let the athletes just be great athletes.
Bucky, you saw it a lot last year because we talked about this, and you had the best view because you're right there on the sidelines. Defensive players looking at the sideline, palms up in the air like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Looking at the sideline even after the offense broke the huddle. I'm not picking on Mike Caldwell. I don't mean it that way, but there was a lot of that, wasn't there? I mean, we've had that. There was a lot of that last year, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was a lot of that. And the frustration, like the great thing about what I have an opportunity to do on the sideline, not only seeing it, but in post-game, talking to the guys on the mic, but off the mic.
Yeah.
And what I got was a lot of the adjustments and corrections that may have taken place in practice, they never got fully addressed or they weren't clearly explained to the player. And the one thing that you want is, in ball, you want to live in a black and white world. If this, then that. But what you don't want is gray, where you have a bunch of different options where it could be this and could be that. Because what happens, paralysis by analysis leads to big play. And I've gotten a sense that the coaching staff not only is confident in what they're doing, they build trust with the players because everything makes sense. There's a logical order to the way things are put together. The things make sense in terms of the way the coverage matches the front. And I just believe there will be greater trust between player to player, player to coach, coach to coach. And when you have that trust, that's when you begin to get the best performance from everyone in the building.
Bucky Brooks with us talking Jaguar football. I'm Frank Frangie on 1010XL. You know, another thing is this, too, just to the naked eye. T.J. Watt and Von Miller and they're outside linebackers. They're great edge guys. We call everybody an edge now. But they're guys that are 6'3", 260 and stand-up guard, 250 and can stand up and drop if you need to. Bucky, I think Josh Hines Allen, particularly Trayvon Walker, are down linemen. I think they're defensive ends. And I never and I'm probably overthinking this a little bit, but I never felt like 3-4 fit them. Even though I know their hands on the ground in nickel, I get it. But I think they are 4-3 ends. Won't this defense fit those two guys better? Even though they both had great years last year, Josh Hines Allen had an amazing year. Won't it fit them better?
I think it will fit them better. I think what you have the opportunity to do is, now that you've seen the players play together, we've seen Walker and Hines Allen play together for 2 years. Now you understand like how their games complement one another. I think the big thing that no one is really talking about, the fact that Trayvon Walker finished the year with 10.5 sacks. Like, the fact that he was able to do that in his second year suggests that he still has so much more room to grow in his game. And the move to the 4-3 is not even just about Josh Hines Allen and Walker being on the outside coming downhill. I think the hidden value is Trayvon Walker may be sliding inside a little bit on some of those nickel downs alongside Eric Armstead and maybe Travis Gibson coming in as that additional pass rusher, or another guy coming in as that pass rusher, where you have a NASCAR package with your 4 best pass rushers going to hunt the quarterback. To me, I think what this defense does is it gives you the opportunity to be a little more creative with the 4-man front, to do some things that really puts a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterback. And the X factor, and he's a linebacker. But I'll say just keep an eye on Devin Lloyd. just see if they maybe use him going forward more than dropping.
Right.
To see if they can tap into some of the things that he did at Utah and allow him to be the difference maker that many of us thought he would be when he was a first-round pick.
That's a great point. What is your gut on that? Obviously, when your base now has 3 linebackers, somebody's got to play that Sam, which is lines up on the tight end, and all the conventional talk has been it'll be either Ventrell Miller or Chad Muma. But boy, I think to your point, I think Devin Lloyd, a guy lining up on the line of scrimmage, makes a lot of sense. Is there any chance we'll see that? I know they haven't lined up yet. There's no depth chart yet, as Ryan Nielsen tells us. But wouldn't you think, yeah, that's a great point. He should be out there some, right?
I would think so. And I know, like, in the spring, they talked about evaluation. So they were playing a bit of musical chairs with everyone lining up in various spots at linebacker and those things. But it's hard for me to think about what Devin Lloyd was at Utah. The fact he finished his last season with 8 sacks, and he had 4 interceptions. He had in front of a bunch of splash plays, playing a Sam linebacker spot for the Utes. I would just think that it would be sensible, hey, let's line him up over the tight end. Let's sometimes let him put his hand in the dirt in nickel situations, and let's let him just be the player that he was in college. Don't have any inside information, but to me, it makes sense if they utilize him more in that role as opposed to Muma, because in watching both of them in college, Lloyd has more reps doing that kind of stuff going forward than Muma has, even though I thought Muma was a fantastic prospect, and I still believe that he can be a really good player in the play.
Look at the back end quickly. Antonio Johnson looks like he's going to be a starting safety now. They did not bring Rayshon Jenkins back. They love him. And I think Tyson Campbell's got to really step up. For them to be good defensively, you have to have a dominant corner who can take away half the field, as they say. That's the cliche, I guess. Tell me about the secondary. Do you like it? Do you like the way it looks like it's going to set up?
I like the potential that it has. And you brought up one name that I would say keep an eye on, and that is Tyson Campbell. And the reason why Tyson Campbell is so important is because I want people to understand this about Chris Richard. I think Chris Richard went from Seattle to Dallas when Byron Jones was a great athlete, but he hadn't quite been a Pro Bowl player. And I think under Chris Richard's tutelage, Byron Jones went from being a super athlete to an all-star Pro Bowl caliber performer. My expectation is that Tyson Campbell has similar traits. He has similar skills. Even though he's not a guard who I would consider a ball hawk, his athleticism should lead him to be a pretty good man-to-man corner where he has a lot of breakups. I think cleaning up his technique will help. The person that I expect to make the biggest jump will be Andre Sisco. Andre Sisco is a proven takeaway machine. He did it in college, 13 interceptions at Syracuse. He has 7 interceptions in 2 seasons, the last 2 seasons with the Jags. He is the guy who can be the one that they designate to set the trap to go make plays on the ball. I look for a more mature approach to defense where they give him some freedoms to go hunt and attack the ball to create turnovers. He'll be good. Antonio Johnson and those other guys can play, but to me, their success in the secondary hinges on Campbell and Sisco. If those guys play well, look out for what the defense could accomplish.
Final question. You have a better prism than us because you work with the network. You live in California. You see the whole league. I tend to get in this vacuum a little bit with this team. But all the pundits seem to have them, Bucky, 16 through 20, if there's a power poll. I feel like they're a better team than that. Now, again, I'm a homer and I'm biased and I'm locked on this team. Where do you see them? Are they a middle-of-the-pack NFL team? Obviously, they can be better than that. What's your read on the Jags as it relates to the other teams in the league?
Okay, so I think if we use the AFC in the pecking order, I think everyone will probably say Kansas City and Baltimore are at the top of the ladder. I think the Jaguars they can fall anywhere from 3 to 9 in that equation. Okay. Now, what will make the determination on where they fall is how good 16 plays, how well the defense plays on the back end, and can they run the football to finish games. The lack of a running game hurt them because they never could gain control of the game. But if 16 plays well, they run the football to control it, and then defensively in the back end, they don't give up the big ball, the Jaguars will finish somewhere in that 3-4 range with the potential of being even better. The team is good enough. It's the belief and the execution that will really determine how good this team is at the end of the season.
Bucky Brooks talking Jaguar football, does a fantastic job. But by the way, Bucky's got 2 jobs on the weekends, okay? One is to call the Jaguar game from the sideline for us. Number 2 is to go with me on Saturdays to watch the Gators and keep me from jumping off bridges. Isn't that pretty much it, Bucky? Isn't that kind of your other job?
Look, man, I've almost got my Gator chomped out. I'm almost an honorary Gator when it comes to it. I'm living and dying with that. I know that my guy, Billy Napier, has all the uniforms decked out for the year. So now I'm going to make sure when we go to the bar to watch the games that I'm dressed appropriately to support the Gators in the right manner.
You're a good support system. Bucky Brooks, my buddy, does a great job. Bucky, great work, man. Thanks for coming on short notice. We'll catch up with you soon. We appreciate it, bud.
All right, man. Talk to you, Frank.
All right. Bucky Brooks, boy, he does a fantastic job. Really good at talking Jaguar football. This guy knows football about as well as anybody I know. I mean, he's really good at it. You'll hear him a lot throughout the course of the season on this program, and I'm certainly excited about that. Now, speaking of the Jaguars, who is their most important player, the most important player, if it cannot be Trevor Lawrence or Josh Hines-Allen? Right now, the shout is open to you at 641-1010, 641-1010. You got 20 seconds to tell me someone's walking away with a T-shirt because you had the best shout of the day. That's after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Wherever you go, there we are.
I know. I checked online.
1010XL is on your smartphone and tablet. Download our free app for all devices and take us with you around Duval and around the world.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's back! The Big One sales event is here, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 400 new Toyotas available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and family vans. And that means now is the time to go big and go home in style. Plus, with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's lifetime warranty and 30-day exchange program. But don't wait. The Big One sales event won't last long, so shop today. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Summer is here, which means it's time for road trips and family vacations. Frank Frangie here. Before you hit the road, make sure your car can handle the heat with a visit to Big Chief Tire. Their expert technicians will ensure your vehicle can handle the summer heat. From tire checks to AC services. Avoid the stress of a breakdown and travel with confidence. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your summer checkup today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
This is Hays Carlyon for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harold and Harold. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold and Harold at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Get closer to nature.
Trying to get close to these bucks out here.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Favor, and Captain Kirk Waltz. The Nimnicht Outdoor Show. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
The Sunshine State says it all in the nickname. That summer sun in Florida can take its toll on an air conditioning unit and send your electric bill through the roof. Florida Home AC can help you handle the heat with a brand new AC unit with low monthly payments and over $3,000 in federal tax credits on select systems. So this summer, don't sweat it out. Cool off with Florida Home AC, the official AC company of the Jaguars. Call them today, 777-4300, and check out their tremendous savings on a brand new AC system.
Jags fans, the Jaguars are back at the Miller Electric Center for training camp. Presented by Dreamfinder. You won't want to miss out. Stop by to get the first look at Trevor Lawrence and the team as they prepare for the 2024 season. To check out camp dates and secure your tickets, go to jaguars.com/training camp. Daily availability is limited, so lock in your tickets today.
How good is that?
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
You know you make me wanna.
Time to shout. Woo! Looking for the best shouter of the day. But you have to do it in 20 seconds, so let's shout.
All right, you know the topic now. Most important Jaguar player. Let me say it that way. The most important Jaguars player. If you cannot have Trevor or Josh Hines Allen, you got 20 seconds. The best call today is walking away with the best shout T-shirt. Let's kick it off with Casey. Casey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good. Go. Who do you like?
I like Travis Etienne.
Tell me why.
That's the most. We don't really have another running back to go to after Travis Etienne. He's pretty much more the more reliable running back that we have on the roster, I would say.
All right, very good. All right, Casey, thank you very much. Well-made point, and I think Etienne's going to be high on the list. 641-1010, that's our shout number. Barrett, go ahead. You got 20 seconds.
All right, so it was tough between Etienne, like he just said, but I'm choosing Mitch Morse. Okay. It all starts with the line. There were reports of Linder getting pushed back on his butt all year. I think Mitch Morse will help us out and push forward and help Etienne be what he needs to be.
All right, very good. Mitch Morse says Barrett. Well done, Barrett. We appreciate that. 641-1010. Doug, you're up next. Doug, most important Jag other than those two guys.
I think Gabe Davis, proof of getting the long catch, averaging 17 yards a catch, is going to upgrade us, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do as a Jaguar. Gabe Davis. Let's go, Jag.
Doug, very good call. And listen, I've got three callers, three different names, and they're all really good suggestions, all well-made points. You guys are doing a good job. 641-1010. That's the shout number. Let's go to John, who joins us now. John, most important Jag, if it's not Trevor or Josh?
Yeah, they might be pretty good this year, but there are obvious questions about the secondary. So those questions go away with increased play with Trayvon Walker. Hines Allen's expected to be in that 15-20 sack area. There's no reason Trayvon Walker shouldn't have the same expectation. I don't want the Jags to be able to afford Trayvon Walker in the next couple of years, and I think that starts this season. How good is that?
How good is that? Very well-made point, John. And I will tell you this. Like you, he would have been high on my list. I'm going to give you mine at the end, but Trayvon Walker high on my list. TJ joins us now. TJ, go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing? The most important player on this team is Mitchell Morris. The reason is because last season, the other center was getting pushed right into Trevor Lawrence's lap. The offense cannot shine without an offensive line, and that's the bottom line.
All right. TJ, very well done. These are good callers, by the way. This is a good shout today now.
He was going to keep going, but I cut him off. It was great while you finished.
Very good. Very good.
You're welcome, TJ.
Austin, you're up next. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. I want to give a shout-out to Trayvon Walker, the best linebacker on Jacksonville.
All right, you know what? Trayvon Walker it is. Okay, very good. Austin, thank you. We want you to tell me who's the most important player on the Jaguar football team other than Trevor Lawrence and Josh Hines Allen, and tell me why. Make your point as well. Let's go to Mike B. Hello, Mike.
Hey, how we doing today, guys?
Great.
All right. Yeah, my guy's got to be Evan Ingram. The tight end is just such an important position. It's a great safety valve for a quarterback, especially a quarterback whose confidence might be a little bit rattled coming off not so great second half of the season last year. And he just, with new wide receivers, we got to have Evan step up and do what a tight end's got to do. He's got to be that safety valve for Trevor to dump it off if he needs to.
Mike, well-made point. Thank you very much. Good call. Very good call. Let's go to Phil, who joins us now on the shout. Hello, Phil.
Hello. My favorite, or the next most important to me, is whoever is the field goal kicker, because they're the ones that put the points on the board at the most important times. And we found out that last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Phil, thank you. That'll either be Cam Little, the rookie. I'm guessing that's who's going to win it. Rodney Patterson's still here, by the way, or back here, but we'll see who that is. 641-1010. Got a lot of good shouters today. We're getting ready for Jaguars football. I think it's Mark up. Mark's on. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, to me, the most important player is Eric Armstead because we have to stop the run. We've got to control the middle of the line of scrimmage, and we can put pressure on the quarterback from the middle. That's who I think the most important.
All right, very good. Appreciate the call. Let's go back to the phones. Mark just left us, so let's try Holiday. Hello, Holiday.
Hey, what's going on?
Who's your guy?
Man, I can't believe. Come on, Jaguar Nation. This is a saber-tooth tiger. I call TNT SL every morning. I'm part of TNT SL Saber-tooth Tiger T Law Network. Everybody knows you got to go with Campbell. We got to stop every wide receiver in our division. It's hands down. Campbell is too important.
Holiday, thank you for the call. Well-made point. Holiday had his A game today. Let's squeeze in a couple more of these. Let me go to Devin, who's up next. Devin, most important Jaguar. Who is it?
Holiday, I hear you over there, but you're forgetting about Aloha Khan. That man can stop the run. That man can do everything. Without him, the defense is nothing. That is the captain of the defense. Don't forget about that man. Let's go.
Thank you very much. And finally, let's go to Patrick. Our last caller will be Patrick on the shout. Patrick, most important Jaguar other than Trevor and Josh, who is it?
That's Christian Kirk. Healthy Christian Kirk.
All right, Christian Kirk it is. Very good. Thank you very much. All right, that'll do it for our shouters. Man, you guys did a phenomenal job. About 15 or 16 of you got in a very limited time. Ooh, I'm going to go over some of these names. I'm going to tell you my pick. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you who I think. And even if you didn't say who I think, that doesn't mean you didn't get the win. We're going to tell you who won. We're going to tell you our pick. We're going to wrap the program. Good job on the shout. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Las Vegas NBA Summer League wrapping up on Monday night, a chance for rookies to showcase their skills before the start of the season, as well as players who are trying to make NBA rosters. Zach Edey of the Memphis Grizzlies is the betting favorite to win the NBA Rookie of the Year. The former Purdue center is at plus 600. Reed Shepherd of Kentucky, who's now with the Houston Rockets, the second betting favorite at plus 700. The number one overall pick, Zachary Richeche of the Atlanta Hawks, plus 800 to win the NBA Rookie of the Year. Alexander Sarr plus 1,000. This update brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
What's a backflow preventer? In layman's terms, it's a device that stops water from flowing backward in your pipes, which is required to keep drinking water safe and free of any contamination. Here at Duck Duck Rooter, we offer everything you need to keep your water backflow prevention device up to date. From installation to routine testing, Duck Duck Rooter will make sure your drinking water is clean and safe from contamination. Contact us today to schedule your backflow testing, repair, or installation. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
On the field, he brought the boom.
I'll always be a linebacker at heart.
He brings that attitude to the microphone.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Kyle McManus.
Friday from 10 to noon. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
The humidity may be rising, but the prices are dropping at Beard's Diamonds.
It's Christmas in July. Everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 40% off.
Don't shop anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hays. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major. Year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
The saying goes, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, that is actually true if your neighbor installed artificial turf. Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Sunshine Turf, a family-owned local company that will take your backyard dreams and turn them into a reality. Caleb can design anything from putting greens to pet runs, and if you have a pool, you'll definitely love maintenance-free turf around it. Visit sunshineturf.info to get a free quote today from Sunshine Turf. That's sunshineturf.info.
Hey, it's Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. If you're like me, you're getting crushed by rising costs of everything these days. I get it. It's brutal, and credit card rates are ridiculous and going higher. That's why at Loan Pronto, we launched our Express Equity Line of Credit to bring you the relief you and your family need, using your home, your most valuable asset. We've helped thousands of people like you get fast relief with cash. The average homeowner who does this gets tens of thousands in just days and is able to save $850 per month in overall expenses. I'm talking life-changing money. Your money that you have access to right now. Listen, if you're ready to get control of your finances and get off the hamster wheel, call Loan Pronto. You can get approved for Express Equity Line of Credit in just minutes, and we can get your cash in less than a week. Stop digging a deeper credit card hole today. Call Loan Pronto now. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
We do thank our friends for the Best Bet. Always a Best Bet Monday around here. 3 fantastic locations. St. Augustine's the newest one, and that thing's rocking now. It's right off of I-95. The Orange Park location just on 17 is fantastic. Just off the expressway there, I-295. And, of course, that Jacksonville location at Monument Road near the old Regency area. My goodness, that's a great big location, clean, and just really good, clean fun, man. Nobody goes to the Best Bet and doesn't have a good time. So you want to go play some poker, all kind of fun games, and have a blast, and be glad you did. The Best Bet has been a landmark in this community for a long time. Proud to have them as a sponsor of the radio show. People have a big time at the Best Bet, so head to the Best Bet if you get an opportunity to do so. Our shout was fantastic. I'm going to give the winner to Holiday. Holiday picked Tyson Campbell, and that's a great choice. Not my choice, but it's a very great choice. But if you don't have great cornerback play, I like the way Holiday made his point. Congratulations, Holiday. You are the winner. But you were all good. There was 12 callers, and all 12 of you did a great job. So I appreciate that. The interesting thing, here's the names we had. JJ said Cam Robinson, Travis Etienne, Mitch Morse, Gabe Davis, Trayvon Walker, a couple more for Trayvon and Mitch, Evan Ingram, Cam Little, the kicker, Eric Armstead, Campbell, Aluakan, Christian Kirk. We had, counting JJ, 13 people vote and 11 different players. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I was expecting – I didn't expect anyone to say Cam Robinson because he's not exactly the most beloved player on the Jags. But, I love the diversity. I was expecting a lot more Kirks for some reason. I think we only got like one.
Right, and Kirk is very good.
Couple ETNs.
And him getting hurt last year, I thought really, really hurt them. But I think he's a very good player. For me, and by the way, there's looking through all these answers, there's no wrong answers. You guys did a great job. There's honestly no wrong answers in this. But for me, our first answer was my answer, Travis Etienne. I don't think they have anybody else like him. And I still think you need explosiveness at that position. I think Tank Bigsby's going to be a nice backup for them. Dearness Johnson is a veteran in the league who's helped the cause. They've got a rookie that's going to be a return guy and will help them as well. But I think Travis Etienne is a better player than anyone gives him credit for being. I think he's one of the best 5'6" running backs in the league. He's a perennial 1,000-yard guy, and I think he's really important. Bucky Brooks said an interesting thing. He said the 3 most important offensive players, offensive weapons, are Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, and Travis Etienne, apart from Trevor, obviously. And I agree with him. But I'll take Etienne, but all good answers. The people that were mentioned, only one person said him. Trayvon Walker was mentioned twice. Mitch Morse was mentioned twice. And JJ, I don't think anybody else even got a second. Those are the only 2 guys that got a second vote. Yeah, so it's so great job by our shouters. Nicely done. Holiday, you get the prize. You get a T-shirt that says you had the best shout of the day. JJ, let's cool it down.
Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, the cool down tells you where we've been all day today. What a good show it was. We've had a good time. Lee Smith stopped by the final time in this rotation. Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players Championship and our golf analyst, and he does such a fantastic job. Talked about Xander Schauffele winning his second major, this one the British Open. Talked about where the tour is, what makes the tour, the players who are good so very good. Told us a little bit, too, about the players coming up in just a bit, the Players Championship coming up in 6 months or so, and all the things going on there. He's a good guy. He is a wonderful addition to the tour staff in the last year or so. Lee Smith, we appreciate him coming by, hanging out with us. Bucky Brooks, our sideline reporter for Jaguar football and a member of the NFL Network broadcast team, did a wonderful job as well. Came by and talked a little bit about the Jags. He, like me, thinks they have a really good team. I think the one thing he said is, look, the AFC, if you got to rate the league, it's Kansas City 1, Baltimore 2. And then after that, there's 5, 6, 7, 8 teams bunched in there together. And I think the Jags are one of those, and so does Bucky. That's the way he phrased it. So nice work by our friend Bucky Brooks. He joined us on the program as well. We did a fun shout. Most important Jaguars player, if you cannot have Trevor Lawrence or you cannot have Josh Hines-Allen. And again, we got 11 different answers from 13 answers. So well done by you. And that has been kind of where we have been today. And that is today's cool down. So it'll be interesting to see. By the way, JJ, just so you know, Whit Merrifield got hurt the minute he got there.
I saw that. He was taking grounders.
That didn't take very long, did it?
The Braves' 2024 curse continues. So the guy they literally just traded for today has hurt himself in warm-up. So, yeah, things looking up for the newly signed Braves player. But we have Nacho Alvarez. Will be making his debut tonight, batting second for the Braves. So
that didn't take
I'm pretty
long.
excited, yeah.
JJ, who's going to win the World Series?
I'm going to say the Philadelphia Phillies, and I feel dirty about it.
Yeah.
I really, really, really hope I'm wrong. I think the American League is better from top to bottom, but I think they're the best team in baseball. I know they didn't look it this weekend from what you saw.
See, I think
they're good, man.
I think they're the best team, too. And I think the team that has the best record is often the best team. Baseball doesn't lie very often.
Right.
So I think they're the best team, too. But I will tell you, the Pirates just played them. Keller, Skeens, and Jared Jones
did not pitch.
None of the three pitched, and the Pirates beat them 2 out of 3. Baseball's funny that way.
It is crazy, and they just came off right before the All-Star break. They got killed by the A's. It was 18 to something. But yeah, I still think they're the best. The Dodgers though had a big sweep this weekend, but when you look at their starting arms, you're just like, is that going to work in October in a short series? I don't know. I don't trust the Dodgers starting arms. Obviously, they don't have Mookie right now, but he'll be back for the playoffs. But that lineup is sick, dude. I don't know if you saw last night, but Ohtani hit one 475 feet.
It's still going.
Yeah. He's going to win the MVP as a designated hitter.
Yeah. Well,
the season where he can't pitch.
Well, and Freddie Freeman said something. They had interviewed Freddie Freeman. He made a great point. He said, it was a really good point. He said, this guy is having an MVP season and while rehabbing a major injury. It's not just that he can't pitch. It's just that he tore his UCL, man.
He can't throw. He can't use his right arm.
He can't use his right arm at all, and he's having a historic season. Isn't that amazing if you really think about that?
And it's incredibly hard to win the MVP as a designated hitter. Like, the voters really do a good job of that. I feel like, hey, listen, you don't even play half the game. You really have to be doing that much better than like Marcell Ozuna has zero chance really to win the MVP, unfortunately, for the Braves, even though he's having a great season.
Right.
It's just you don't play. And you're competing against a DH who's way better than you. So it's crazy what Ohtani's doing. It sucks that it's on the West Coast, and that seems to be where his entire career will take place. So a lot of people don't really get to see many of his games, but man, he's so much fun. He's phenomenal. And I'm so glad that he wasn't the one betting on baseball. Like, I couldn't even imagine right now we'd be talking about him being kicked out of the game. Is it going to be a lifetime ban? Is he going to jail? Like, That was facing us. That was right in our face.
Yeah,
in spring training, a story like that. So I'm really glad that things worked itself out and the truth came out.
It's funny. You said he's on the West Coast, guys. You don't see him as much. Here's what's interesting. That's really a thing because a lot of baseball games are during the week and they start at 9 or 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what's interesting. Ohtani is in my opinion, only the second player ever there's been so much attention given him that he bridged that gap and it wouldn't matter when he was playing. And Barry Bonds is the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, Canseco wasn't able to do it. Mike Trout wasn't able to do it. Kershaw, because he only played every 5 days, wasn't able to do it. There's a lot of – think about it.
Even Mookie right now, Mookie's a star.
Right. He's one of the best players in the game. Can't do it. The only two who it didn't matter that they were on the West Coast is Shohei Ohtani and Barry Bonds.
I believe that.
Yeah,
especially when he starts pitching again, and then it's like, I get every fifth day I get to see this guy on the mound too. Like it's appointment viewing for me when he used to pitch every 5 days.
And somehow ESPN, despite them being on the West Coast, just like they did with Bonds, all the networks, not just ESPN, they find a way to make sure you see him at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night. Somehow they would do. So Ohtani is not affected by that like Bonds wasn't, but it is pretty amazing what he's been able to do. No question about that. Let me give you the lay of the land for the week. So today was Hays' last day not here. Hays will be back in here with us tomorrow. Hays and I together will certainly preview camp as we see it. We'll go through position by position for the Jags. Remember, they're on the practice field on Wednesday, and we'll all be out there watching every moment of practice like we always are at training camp and be able to talk an awful lot of Jaguars football as the week goes on. The ACC Media Days are going on right now. We did not travel to the ACC. We did to the SEC. But the ACC Media Days are going on right now. I'll be very interested to see what comes out of that because I don't think there's a clear favorite. FSU's probably going to win the league because when FSU's good, that the FSU good is usually better than anybody else's good in that league other than Clemson. So maybe it'll be FSU, maybe it'll be Clemson, we'll see. But I'll be very interested to see if there's a sleeper there. Is it Miami? Could Miami be the sleeper? Is there another sleeper we don't know much about? Is Pitt's program finally kind of come to life a little bit? So you know what I mean? I think I'll be very interested, JJ, in the order of finish that comes out of the ACC Media Days because after FSU and Clemson, I'm not sure who to think.
Yeah, odds are, if you just go by the betting odds, it's really close. Like Florida State's like 2.5 to 1, Clemson's 3.5 to 1, and Miami's 4 to 1.
So Miami's next up.
Yeah, oh yeah. Which I expect that, obviously, with the quarterback coming in.
Right.
But it's Miami, preseason hype seems to happen every couple of years for the Hurricanes, and they never, live up to it.
But I'll tell you, of all the things they've had come in there, of all the stuff in the last 2 decades that's gone through there, Cam Ward might be better than all of them. He might be better than any new coach they hired. He may be better than any recruit they signed. And now in the portal era, he may be the best portal guy. He may not. But that's the one guy, if I look at all the guys in the portal, all the guys that change teams, the one guy that I think, oh boy, might be.
He could change things.
Could change things. I think he's probably top of that list for me.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's the number one guy.
I mean, everyone assumed he would go to the NFL for a while. It was like, it kind of went away, for a month or a few weeks there, and all Miami fans were like, well, now we're screwed. What the hell are they going to do for a quarterback? Because they really put all their eggs in this kid's basket. And he decided to go into the NFL. And then all of a sudden, randomly on like a weekend, the news comes across that Cam Ward, he's actually going to Miami. And I'm trying to tamp my expectations down a little bit. But, dude, I am so freaking pumped for this game on the 31st.
Oh, I hear you. We
all
are.
At this point, it's all I can think about.
Yeah, I hear you.
We got like 4 Saturdays left, folks.
I get it. So slow your roll a little bit.
Yes.
Slow your roll, as Rick Ballou would tell you.
That's true. I hope Ballou did not hear that.
All right, folks, that's our program. Thanks for being part of it. We sure appreciate that. Don't go anywhere. Rick Ballou comes up now on our FM, talking all kind of sports. He goes into the night. And then on the AM, our friend Cole Pepper hosts the Sporting Jacks Soccer Hour. That's on the AM, Ballou on the FM. It comes up right now. We're out of here.